Welcome back, everybody. Now, Dr. Smama is a talented singer, songwriter and medical doctor, and is here to discuss his latest single, Ndezel Umama, a heartfelt tribute to his mother, Thembeka. Now, this emotional ode not only celebrates maternal love, but also highlights the incredible resilience of single parents. Smama's journey from the medical field to the music scene shows just how he intertwines healing with artistry. Dr. Smama joins us now in studio. A very good morning to you, Doc. Thanks for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to you and yours at home.
Good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I just want to talk about, what really inspired you to write, Ndezel Umama. What is it about? I did mention in the intro that it's a tribute to your mother, but just take us through that.
Oh, man. My mom has been like a pillar.
Yeah.
Everything that I am today is because of her. Now, she's a single mom. She raised me and my two brothers all on her own. And I don't remember a day where I felt like, I don't have a father around. She has always been there providing for us, and she has sacrificed so much for us. Okay. So I thought it's only befitting that whilst she's still alive, to say thank you for everything that you've done. I appreciate, and we see you, and we see everything that you've done, and we hope that you also see yourself, your achievements. I mean, when you're looking at us, you should be proud and say, okay, but I've raised 3 fine young men here.
Yeah. That is so sweet, man. I mean, what does she mean to you both personally and artistically?
Well, I think, as I said, she's my pillar.
Yeah.
I look up to her. I mean, I see how she navigates life, and I'm like, okay, I want to have that kind of strength. I want to have that kind of resilience. And she does sing as well. Well, not professionally, but yeah, she's a great vocalist. So
so you take it from her?
The voice from her as well, yeah.
Oh, okay. And in what ways do you think your experience as a medical doctor has influenced your music? Like, what came first to you?
I would think music came first, because I only decided about medicine when I was doing standard 8 or so.
Oh, so you've always been a musician at heart?
Always been a musician at heart. I mean, at home, I was that child. If anybody has to start a song, it has to be me, and I would be like doing my ironing, I'm singing. My grandmother actually used to scold me and be like, dude, you can't be singing all the time. So It's always been there, high school, primary school. And then, I think when I got to high school now, I had to decide, okay, what do I want to do, in terms of another career? And then medicine was my obvious choice. I think I've always loved medicine, and I remember the time when my grandmother died, actually. I was about 16, 17, and then I found her lying on her bed, across the bed. And the first thing I did was actually feel for her pulse, and actually did not, when a child would actually scream and call everybody around, Grandma is not waking up. I just went for the pulse, is she alive? Well, she's dead. So really? I think, it was within me.
Oh, wow. And how do you balance your career in medicine and your music? Because they're both demanding.
It's a tough one, man. I'm not going to lie.
I can imagine.
I'm not going to lie and say it's easy, but I think if you've got a team that you're working with, then it makes things a little bit easier, because now they organize everything, and then you just have to show up. And in terms of the recording, I do it in the evenings after work, and then maybe mornings like now, or weekends when I'm not working. Fortunately, I only work 1 weekend a month, so the other 3 weekends are free. So then I can do that, do the recording. And if I have any show that's clashing with my medical work, then I can always swap with my colleagues.
Okay.
So you also need to have good relationships with people that you're working with.
Right,
that is also important, because if now, let's say I'm having a show and then none of the people are talking to me, then how do I get out of that one? So you have to have a good heart and a good relationship with people.
In as much as this project is all about, it serves as a tribute to your mom, but how much of your personality is reflected in this song or in this music?
And I'm always a bubbly person. I'm a grateful person, and I think for me, the song is about gratitude.
Yeah.
So if you are a person that's in touch with your feelings, also, I think as guys, sometimes we're not in touch with our feelings. Now a guy is coming and saying, Ndezel Umama, why are you not singing about your father? But fortunately for me, he was not there, but my mother was there. But for me to get into that space where, as a guy, I'm comfortable to say I'm proud of my mom and I look up to my mom, that also is a reflection of my personality, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's actually a good thing that you raised that, because there's issues of toxic masculinity, and there's issues of men not willing to show their vulnerability, their soft side. Because if you pay tribute to your mom, you're seen as a mama's boy, and not everybody, not every guy would like to be seen as such. But you took it a step further and created music for her.
Yeah, you lead by example, man. I can't be preaching vulnerability when I'm not practicing that. So as a doctor, if I'm seeing a patient, I'll be saying, okay, you need to talk about your feelings. You need to talk about your wife about your feelings. You need to talk about your kids about your feelings. If I'm not doing that, then what am I doing? So I have to
start with you
so it has to
before giving that advice to your patients.
True.
Right, right. So what's the creative process behind your music?
Man, I don't have a formula. I really don't have a formula. I'm not a guy that would go like on an excursion, like sit in a room and say I'm songwriting now. It comes naturally. I don't even remember when this one came. I think I was probably in the shower, like everybody singing in the shower. The melody came, and then the idea came, and then you get to sit down and like try and structure things up, because you can't just bring things to the people as they were when they came to your mind.
Yeah.
Now it has to tell a story. When a person is listening to the music, they must understand where I'm coming from, where I'm going. So from the beginning to the end, you must know, okay, this is where we started, this is where we're going. Then you meet up with your producer, you do your pre-production, and you're like, okay, this is the feeling I want. I was like, I want a live feel to this song. It must touch the heartstrings, you know?
Yeah.
So you have to discuss all those things first with your producer before going to do the recording itself.
Right. And how does she feel about this?
Oh, she's excited, man. She actually cried the first time she heard it. I was not there.
Sure.
I sent it to my brother, and so my brother sends me a message like, hey, Ndezel Umama. So, and I called her afterwards, and so like, you know what, it actually took me back to the time when I was still working and fending for you guys. And I'm glad that you guys got to appreciate what the sacrifices that I made, and acknowledging that, you know what, I did all these things for you. For me to have it in words now, it's different from just noticing that my kids are taking care of me because they're supposed to. But now when you're saying it, I'm doing this freely, and she still loves it.
So did the song touch her in the way that you wanted it to touch her? Like, are you happy with the kind of impact it had on her?
I am, because I wanted her to feel the message, but also to be happy about it. I think she gave me both those.
Right.
And she actually recorded like a video clip of her dancing to the song. So I worked it up, and then when I sent it back to her, I was like, yo, I like that.
I like that. All the best, man.
Yeah, no,
thank you so much for paying tribute to your mom, and thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
And thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. Well, that was Dr. Smama sharing his story and the powerful message behind his single Ndezel Umama. Stick around for a performance by him. Don't go away. This is Morning Live.